Ah, there we are. Good chair. Very comfy. Less than 100. Christmas present to myself. No time like the present just to kick back and do this. Somebody mentioned the other day about legato. I was literally picking everything, but it is a trick. To pick light enough to where what you're playing kind of comes across like it. So instead of just, you know, things like that, play lightly. And, you know, just get a little pick attack in there. It's very nice. And it is legato-ish, and that kind of comes from me watching a lot of, or listening to, a lot of folks who have a really, really light touch that want to play a lot of legato. One of the guys is Brett Garsed. You know, does a lot of these type of things. And, oh, what's this? Open Studio. Very well. What is this? Connect my encoder. What? Oh, well, that's me. I don't know about that. There's a chat. There is no chat. I see no chat. Well, at any rate, going on with the story. Not so much of a story after all, but it is a little interesting. This whole thing with the legato. I really like legato. I'm a legato player. Minimal picks if you can, you know. That's not legato. I mean, that's all legato. It's played like staccato because of the muting. But you can do it. I mean, it's a thing. But I do have a penchant for staccato. While playing legato, and I have a penchant for playing legato while playing with a lot of pick strokes, so. Fun, you know. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was sweep picking. Which, of course, I'm not doing. There we go. As for a guy that I met, nice fella, who is moving to Nebraska, and he's a submariner. I'm like, what the heck are you doing in a sub in Nebraska? Apparently it's not sub-related. It is, but it isn't. So it's more communication and training and all that kind of crap. So that's good stuff. But anyway, he had a thing about sweep picking. And I met him in a guitar center, of course, because, you know, guitars. But he was having trouble doing the whole, you know, thing, even though that's kind of a rushed type of deal. This, you know, Woody Woodpecker, the that kind of thing. And I thought, all right, well, how can I break that down to where somebody who can play very well, because he can play very well, he's quite a competent player. Zooms, new camera, by the way. And apparently if I do things like this, it does things. Who'd have thought? Anyway, what I was going to say is that, he's a very competent player. Good player, plays really, really well. But he was having trouble with the idea of, sweeping. And I think that the best way I can sum it up is to allow your pick to fall through the strings. Not separate strokes, but fall, as in one motion. And of course it's several small pick strokes through that one motion type of thing. On each subsequent string, you might be resting it for just a quick second. Like right there, I'm touching the next string. I'm not picking through it yet. This is a kind of a classical rest stroke. It's just sticking right there. Not doing anything with it, but that. And trying to keep it even, all the way through. This should be summarized, though, I think, onto sets of strings, small groupings of strings. So if we were to do something like on 2 strings, I think it's a good place to start. It would be your, standard average everyday triads. And that kind of summarizes the motion. Down, down, up, pull off. Down, down, up, pull off. But I think if we're going to do that, we should do something that's already been done. Like, just so it's more of a musical exercise, something you already know. Ride the Lightning, perhaps. This. Actually pretty easy to do, but and not while I'm talking, apparently. But this, A minor, G major, to G minor, yeah, it's a G minor, to A major. So, once you get that motion down, and it's just a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Once you get that basic thing down, add one more string. So we're now at 3 strings. But it'll be the same kind of thing where it's a pull-off, upstroke, downstroke. You really wanted to cheat about it, which is pretty good to do. Let that hammer down. It's a matter of timing, and in my case, it's... the faster you play it, the easier it gets. I know it's weird, but sometimes it's true. Extend that to your G major. Minor. Back to the A major. So, add another string. You can add another string. And this is where it starts to get tricky because it just starts with a roll. There it is. Now, for doing stuff like that, I really want to play it slightly differently, like stuff like that, but it's not that hard. It's just a matter of making sure that you're not playing notes you're not supposed to, extraneous notes just hanging out and minding their own business, and you strike them suddenly and not supposed to play that one. This one, Hopper, what are you doing? Sorry, my cat is chewing on it. He's got a lot of energy right now, but he may not look like it walking past, but he's a good boy. Anyway, this, for any beginner on the sweeping thing, that's a really good place to start. Others would be like Paul Gilbert exercises, like this, not with the B string there, but. Yeah. That kind of thing really helped me out in the beginning. So he didn't do that, but you have to come up with variations. So if you take something that's ascending or descending, well, play it ascending too. Just because a lot of people don't tend to do that. So if you wanted, you can combine them with like other arpeggios or other triads in this case. You don't have to do it exactly that way. You can do other stuff. Or take it down if you wanted to. Whatever you wanted to, do it. The diminished thing is perfect for this. If you wanted. It's music. Do whatever you want with it. It's silly putty. Enjoy it. But with this sweep thing, that's 2 picks on the top to really kind of drive it home. So that begins your down, up, 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 up. Really get everything that way. So 2 picks on the bottom of an upstroke and a downstroke to start it again. And you can do that. Shift up. There, you don't have to go all the way down. If you want to, you can. So, minor, major, major again. So in this case, it's kind of a weird, kind of a progression, I guess. But from A to G to C, and I think we could hit that off at B, maybe. It would sound interesting. It's interesting at the very least. The point would be is just to try to keep playing the same motion over and over again to give yourself something that you wanted to practice. Well, you may want to practice. I mean, I used to leaps and bounds over things like. Stuff like that, just because that's what I wanted to play. So that's, I made a thing that, kind of went with that whole notion of this is how I want to sound. So I advise you do the same and then make variations on it. It's fun. So, fantastic. So, okay. So any Ibanez RG, I'm going to be a strong endorser of. I mean, this is an A series, but nevertheless, Ibanez. So good, man. Good. I wish you years and years of effortless playability, low action, and raging humbuckers. I don't know what else to say about that. Pick squeals. Fun stuff. I think you might find that the 6-string, having that limitation, you no longer have that really low 7, might actually inspire you more. It's a weird thing, but I like rules creation. And oh wow, there's that zoom again. I gotta learn what these hand signals do with this camera. So. Oh, thank you. The fun part about it is the tree's going to go away, but I'll bet you the warmth is going to stay. So, it's weird camera, man. Weird camera. Let's see if I can back that off a bit. Hello, back off. Yes. Oh my God. Let's scare away the audience. Well, I actually thought I turned off auto zoom, but apparently I did not. So the OBSBot Meet 2 is the new camera, and it's got very good low light capabilities, which means I no longer have to blind myself while sitting here, which is really nice. Hopper likes it too. Well, what I was going to say about the 6-string thing is that the rules for creation. Rules are just basically limit yourself and see how you can overcome the obstacle. Like if I decided one of these days to... that camera's... Yeah, it's going to drive me nuts. I'm going to have to... Hello, look at this. Back up. No, my face... So at any rate... there we go. Something weird. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I do want the autofocus to turn off. At any rate... no, the rules for creation is essentially just take one thing away that you would normally count on, and it forces you to play around it, and it's a really, really nice idea. So, what are the things that? This could be like a gag reel, for God's sake. This is insane. So I hope nobody's getting seasick. I am a little bit. Give me a second here, and let me see if I can figure this crap out. So let's see, OBSBot, yes. Configure, not crossbar, configure video. And where in the world does it say camera control? This is focus. Oh, no. We take autofocus away. Okay. Still kind of does the autofocus thing, but it's not as bad as it was. So, okay. Wild. Oh, this is nuts. All right, so... So, yeah, right, yeah. I don't know so much about this being a great camera effect because I like to make content that I myself would either want to listen to or watch. I wouldn't want to pay attention to this very much unless I wanted a good laugh, but this is funny as all get up. Thank you, camera. Nah! All right. So, obviously I have some things to figure out. But I will recommend, though, the new chair is very nice. It's very comfortable. It's all mesh, which means it can breathe. And in the summertime, when my studio here is like 90 degrees, I might actually be able to stand it. It'll be okay. So, yeah. Well, let's see. Okay, great. Stay there. I can't deal with this, man. This is hilarious to me, but nevertheless. Let's see if I put it up. It really does not like my guitar. New or not, apparently I have some work to do. Let's see if I can just back out of it. It's following me. Is there an end to the endless? I don't know. Let's see. OBSBot center. So if I can take away the autofocus, I'll be really, really happy. Apparently, it's not going to connect while I'm on stream, which is great. So, yeah. Let's try configuring this one more time. Focus. Oh, it's still on auto. Apply. Haha! All right, so if it's not on autofocus, I might have gotten it this time. Configure video one more time. Here we go. Focus. Oh, manual focus. We're working on it. There we go. Ah, so much nicer. When I move, does it move? It does. It still moves. This is impossible. Notwithstanding. Let's see. And it's not even on auto zoom. That's actually turned off. Well, look, it's AI. What do you want? I'll figure it out. I may not figure it out right now, but, still. Well, I'm glad you're hanging with me, notwithstanding. So this is actually a tryout of the new camera and a tryout of the new chair, which I can do this with this one. And there we go. Now back. Man, this thing is nuts. Back! Heathen, back! So, yeah, well, a little bit. All right, well, I'm going to call it because this is insane. But it's making me angry. Oh, auto framing is on. I wonder if I turn that off. Ha. I just figured something out. There we go. How about, I got it. I finally got it. All right, I'm going to stick around then. So. All right, so I was talking about sweep picking. Now we can do 6-string sweep picking with you and your 6-string. We could do 7 if we had my 7-string, which is somewhere around here. But in this case, let's do this, which is always fun. And because you've got an RG, you've got 24 frets, and you can exploit them. So we're just going to do a standard E minor triad, and we're going to have some fun. So that's that. Start there. And you can do this in many different ways, but the way I think is the most fluent would be E, G, B. You're going to make that jump with your index finger. And you're going to hit the E next after that. Right there with your pinky. Sounds kind of nice. Sounds like we're trying a little too hard also. So, now after that, it's just your standard, up, repeat the notes, E, G, B, and then tap on 24. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's a real fun, if I can do it. Yeah, not exactly well today, but then again, I'm doing what I can. Don't we all? So, but that's fun. You can kind of scoot around on that and just, play it like the Dickens, and it always goes really well over a big, E minor type of thing. And it's one of those ones that I could say that Eek the Cat was an influence of, watching the beginning of that. But that's just an A minor. There, actually. And I think that's how it ends at least. I haven't done it in a while. Something like that. Or was it same notes, just, it's a different way of stacking, different arrangement. Insofar as you may notice a conspicuous absence on the stream tonight. And I do kind of want to brief that just a little bit. Zuhair is no longer with us. I do have a Discord, and he would, of course, text a lot on these, and I don't mind questions. I like questions. Questions are good. Even if it's just not totally guitar related, I really don't care. That's fine. Just I can talk. You want to talk? I'll talk. No problem. But he got an interesting bit of a. There's very few things that really bother me. Lying is one of them, and I don't make accusations lightly. And the guy mentioned a couple of things, and it was innocuous. It was weird. It was about gaming, of all things. But I called him out on it and what his motives were behind it. And, of course, he denied it. And then he admitted it and continued to deny it. And I'm like, well, I don't think I need you in my life. So I shut him up and removed him from here and everything. So he will not be showing back up, and I'm fine with that. But that's the thing. If you're gonna make a statement, stick with it, and own it. It's why not? I mean, he's not here to defend himself. but if you're going to make a statement, own a statement. And if your motives were what I accuse your motives of being, and you would later admit it, and then of course say it's not at the same time, It's very frustrating. So, for a near autist like myself to have to deal with that is practically impossible. Dude, just shut up and play your guitar. That's probably what people are telling me to do right now. So I will. But once again, legato was mentioned on a short that I put up a while back, not too long ago, but it was literally while I was picking every note and playing legato staccato, which is not really a thing. But it's fun to, if you're going to play legato, play legato. But there's an alternative. Staccato, yes. If you're just doing this, you can incorporate pick strokes into that. Very lightly, though. If you pick lightly enough, it'll have much more flowing motion. It's kind of neat. And getting all of it even, so you're not really just, digging in every once in a while. It's a hard thing to do, but you can do it. Anybody can. Six-string thing. Let's kind of go on with that. And I'm really happy for you, by the way. Okay, so I got a friend of mine named Chris who watches these periodically. So, hey, Chris. Who lives back east, and he had a hell of a guitar day yesterday. So yesterday, he traded in a Epiphone Les Paul for an EVH. Now that's something. He also traded in something else, and I can't remember what that was. Sorry, Chris. For an SBS. Now those are from Guitar Fetish, and I'm actually interested in those. 22 frets or not, they actually look like pretty good guitars, and he concurs. That's for the money. It's really pretty good. So, it's $400. He got his for $200, essentially. That was that. Sounds good, plays good, apparently. So, and it looks great. What's wrong with it? It only has 22 frets. And in my opinion, the volume knob is a little too far forward. But that's me. So I'm picky. But he also traded an Alexei Leo V for like a $2,000 Paul Reed Smith, real one, with a purple top and 24 frets, and it's amazing. So, no, I've never heard that. But if you hum a few bars, so, not my style of music, sorry. So, I've never even heard of the guy, so. But I can give you an example of stuff that you can probably say, hey, Kurt, can you play? And I can, which would be like, can you play Fury Elise? Yes. A little bit. Can you play a Bach thing? Sure. That kind of thing. Sure, no problem. That kind of thing. Sure, absolutely. Something like that. So, there you go. Aside from that, I've always found James Blunt, I've never heard of the guy really, but to be too dull. Blunt. That's a joke. And it's a good one. So, dad jokes are free. So, I don't charge for those. And you can use that anywhere you want. So, I also find him to be awfully, crass and, without a filter. He's very blunt. So. So when you get your fret job done, eventually you'll get a fret job done on your Ibanez, probably. Don't let them polish the living crap out of the frets. Polish them, make them smooth so they're comfortable to play. But you hear what I'm doing right now? It's really only possible when you leave some micro scratches in there. Not so much, like I said, to where when you're playing it plays like, this is terrible, it's all gritty. You don't want to feel any of that. You just want the initial scratches. It's like skipping a step in sandpaper kind of a thing. So you'll still get these little fine scratches in there that allows you to effectively bow your string when you have vibrato. It's kind of neat. So you can have infinite sustain without a sustainer. It's kind of neat. Or, stop. So what's the first thing you're going to play on it? You going to do a lot of the Rocky type of stuff? Because you can, but probably. But I was mentioning sweeping earlier. I think some definitive sweeping exercises would be necessary for our Nebraska-bound Submariner Fellow. And this should be a good beginning. I worked out a long time ago, like when I was 27. It was about my 27th birthday that I did this. A thing in G minor, which is kind of neat. And then proceeds to A minor. Or actually, E minor to G minor, which is a big jump. And this, actually here, is kind of what I came up with as like the, chorus. But, it kind of goes with a couple of wrong notes, but mostly and I think really if I was going to say, practice one thing, this would kind of be it. Because what it does is it translates smaller and non-musical exercises like the type of thing. It translates the same kind of motions that are there into something that you want to hear. So what this is just a G minor. And that's down, up, 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 up. Shifting your pinky up to the next note in that sequence, which would be a B flat. And proceeding up the same, the next inversion of that. So, but it's essentially the same arpeggio. It's another G and it's in a different location. But because it's downstroke on the first one, upstrokes, downstrokes here, it just fits magically. So the next one would be downstroke on the A note and proceed down a D major, which it fits in pretty nicely there as the kind of a we're in harmonic minor. Let's play this thing. So this, then just a really simple Yngwie-ish. And that works out pretty nicely. So, unless you're way out of shape and not 27 anymore. I'll be 52 in a month, so good times. Don't try to outrun yourself on this either. Make it nice and, even. And you want to hear the, pretty nice. Fun. But that's what I think that should be taught. Something musical. And not only that, I mean, you could take that if you want, enjoy it, whatever. It was my tune, but, whatever. The fun part about anything like that is what you're learning when you sit down, you just do, okay, sure. Well, which one? Because, I prefer the Randy Rhoads version over the Sabbath version, but, so... Or we could do, like, the Jake E. Lee version, or the, what's that called? Brad Gillis version. Really nice little... I think that's it. Thing he plays in there, but... Again, the Randy Rhoads version. And that's not even accurate. So he does that. Trilling from the G to the G sharp. So, yeah. And then you get this nice little bluesy... Oh, so Black Sabbath. Mine too, JD. Right there. And I think he goes from there. Where Randy is more like... type of thing. So fun stuff. It's good all around. And there's like 2 riffs in it, maybe 3. So can you help me? Thought you were my friend. Oh yeah. A band I was in a long time ago. I mean a long time. 1992. When we covered it, we went a little more extreme, and instead of doing like the Randy Rhoads version, we decided that triplets was more fun. So, and we did things like this with it. It kind of takes away from the core of the tune, but it was fun at the time. Children of the Grave. Somehow, let me get my triplets back here. Funny thing about Children of the Grave. Something like that. There. That kind of thing. Is the solo. The lead on Children of the Grave was the prototype lead because, he had to make something up. But the lead that you hear him play on Children of the Grave is the prototype of the lead that he played on Sato. Of course, they were playing Children of the Grave throughout the first tour, and they didn't have the second album out yet. But a lot of this little... That's right out of Children of the Grave. So, not everything, of course. Just, there's little elements of it. There's hints of it, which is kind of neat. So... I'm way out of tune now, thanks to that type of thing. It's non-locking trim, what do you want? So... Strings are weird. I'm still out. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work just fine. Anyway, yeah. How'd that go? I can't do that. Oh my God. Something like that. Supposed to be C sharp there? Yeah. Take it out of key. Still lands right. And so forth. But then there's the... Out of that. Yeah, something like... No? How did that go? Yeah. It's been a long time, so you'll forgive me for kind of vamping through it, but I got that one. Something like that. And this, I always, I don't, you can, you know, but I prefer to chicken pick this, so. Then he does some other stuff. Where was that? Oh, yeah, it would have been here. You stick in the right key, it works pretty well. But no, I prefer Children of the Grave like that. That's one of my favorite tunes off the tribute album. Period. And it's not even his. He just kind of redid it and added a whole lot of life to it. Using, you know, actual minor chords and little Doobie Brothers-isms in there. Yeah. Out of the type of thing. Stuff he just kind of throws in all over the place. I enjoyed it. It's good stuff. Anyway, I'm glad I got my camera under control. And say, yeah, dude, I know. So, yes, Daniel, let us get guitarded. So, I'm fully guitarded here. Thank you. Excuse me, I'm playing shreds now. Good enough? Yeah, dude. So Diary is a close second for me too. I don't have any problems with it. You know, I know Randy himself wasn't a really big fan of a lot of the solos he was allowed to play. He himself would have called them guide tracks. Like with the solo for Little Dolls, he was like, I just put that there to put something there. I didn't do that because that's what I wanted to hear at the end of the day. I still think it's great. And it's the closest approximation in the studio of what he usually would kind of do live. And to my knowledge, they never did Little Dolls live, which is, I think, a travesty. On the Diary tour, they only played a couple of tunes off of Diary. They were already playing during, you know, Blizzard of Oz tour. The first tune, of course, would be Believer. That whole... but tuned to E flat. But all they added, they did do a couple of extra things, but all they really added was the, what is that? Over the Mountain. There we go. But I mean, that's all they did. The middle of it, though, I don't know if you how into this stuff you are, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. I think the middle piece where they kind of constructed some music, interesting music, around the guitar solo and the drum solo kind of together. And they played this whole piece that was very kind of classical oriented. There was a lot of like, you know, Rhodesisms, because it's Randy, of course, all over the place in that. And it's a really, really interesting thing to listen to. Of course, it's all bootleg. And so you're not really, I think, hearing Randy as he was meant to be heard, but you're hearing it enough. And it still comes out pretty great. And they even find a way of doing the whole... in there. They made a piece around this. And I think that with that, you're getting a very, very small hint of if there was a third album with Randy, what we would have been up against. And it would have been really interesting. Of course, naturally, we were robbed of this thanks to a cocaine-fueled plane thief who happened to also be their bus driver. But, it is what it is. So, yeah, he wasn't a Sabbath fan. So, in fact, he was really pissed off about having to play all Sabbath covers at Madison Square Garden, and that was one of the places he always wanted to play was Madison Square Garden. Since he was a child, I would play Madison Square Garden. Well, the gig that they had lined up for that turned into Speak of the Devil. And Speak of the Devil, of course, was recorded at Madison Square Garden on the Diary of a Madman tour, but it was all Sabbath covers, and yes, it was with Brad Gillis. Best of luck, Brad. But no, so what he really, no, he wasn't totally a metal guy. He was just a founder of metal. And I think that's a profound point by itself, is that you don't, who created metal? They weren't metal guys. There wasn't metal yet, but they made this thing. So it's what's the next thing in music? Well, it hasn't been made yet, but it'll be made by other guys that don't listen to that kind of music because they're not into it. They made it. They created it. It's a completely different thing. No, Randy was a blues and classical cat. His favorite guitar players were like, who was that guy that did Mississippi Queen? I don't like him personally. He had really good tone back in the day. I just can't think of his name for the life of me. Leslie West. He was a huge fan of Leslie West's vibrato, for instance. But, he was also a fan of his tone. He liked Mick Ronson, although he didn't really come across as a Mick Ronson kind of a guy. He looked the part of Mick Ronson. Remember, it was a David Bowie concert that made him want to do that for real. He went to David Bowie. I think Kelly took him there. And he was like, that's what I want to do. He basically wanted to be Mick Ronson. So he grew up and he got a haircut like Mick Ronson. He grew up. He was 5'7" and like 100 pounds. So, I'm 5'3", but I got him by about 100 pounds. So anyway, he's just this little guy. But, the dress, the makeup, the guitar, everything, the Les Paul, that was Mick Ronson. He was trying to be Mick Ronson, and it's okay. It's all right. Yngwie Malmsteen didn't know how to be anybody else, but visually, I'm talking about, than Richie Blackmore. Richie Blackmore. When he was playing in Alcatraz, it could be Richie Blackmore on stage. So that's fun stuff. But no, he wasn't a metal guy. But he did like other things, and that whole... No, it was diminished. Uh-huh. Aha! So, that's the thing, though, is, what's next, we don't know. What was next for him? I don't infuse classical-y things with electric guitar. I think a Berlioz piece. Well, Roth, man, I was a late bloomer for Uli John Roth. I heard a lot about him. I heard, I saw a wow, I think it was Circus Magazine. Now that should tell you how long ago it was. It was like list of the 100 best guitar players, and he was like number 67. And I'm just like, this hippy dippy guy with a guitar with 36 frets. I have no interest, because when you're a kid, visuals actually matter, and I was not into the hippy-dippy thing at all. I think these people should have baths and, try to, straighten up and fly right. But they had some decent political ideas, the ones that were weren't communists, I should say. But, other than that, I think, the hippies are fine now, but it took me a long time to get into that. So let's see. Dream Theater. Yeah, wasn't familiar with prog rock. Your dad heard him and recognized the influence right away. Of course. Now, see, that's the fun part later on in life, is to listen to somebody and then try to hear their influences in the music that they're creating now. So Dream Theater. I wasn't into prog either. I had heard Rush. And I wasn't really, I'm still not really into Rush. There's some fun stuff that they do, but yeah, dude. So Uli Jon Roth is famous for not being able to sing worth beans. But he sings like this. Yeah, it does grow on you because he means it. That's the point of Uli, is that he plays what he means. He sings the way he means to. And, okay, so for the uninitiated, go out and grab yourself a copy on YouTube really quick of Earthquake, the first solo album of his. Now, he did do some stuff before that. He was in the Scorpions. So if you listen to Fly to the Rainbow, the song, not a cover, you have to listen to this one. The whole ending is this hippy-dippy thing. We're talking about, lakes made out of crystal raindrops, and you just, shh, all this. It's extremely hippy-dippy, but it's good. It's, 70s Rush didn't really like synth Rush. I see what you mean. So I think Tom Sawyer is the most overplayed song in history, and I much prefer Subdivisions over it. So that's my camp. But then I had heard Rush before, through the 1980s. So the mask of the 1980s, you had with TBS, you had Night Tracks, you had Up All Night with USA, and you had MTV. I did not have MTV yet, but I had the other two. I had both of those by the time I was, I think, 11 or 12. I had USA Up All Night probably by the time I was 12. By the way, on that one is a fun one. They're the first place I ever heard Napalm Death. So go figure. Yeah, a little cover for Napalm Death. It's great stuff. And it was because of Liege of Inveracity. No, that's Suffocation. But Harmony Corruption, that was it. The album Harmony Corruption, I actually bought based on the track that I heard. And I thought it was pretty great. And I didn't like the rest of it because I didn't know what the meaning of grindcore was. And the track that they played was probably the least grindcore in the world. So some of Roth's hippie stuff makes you blush. Well, yeah, what I described him as last week, if Bach and Hendrix got together and had themselves a space baby, well, there you go. And so I love the guy, and I love to listen to him talk because he really knows. But he really knows what he's talking about. He's been there and he's done that. He's a composer. I mean, the guy's really got a lot to say. But when you pair him up with a guy like Billy Corrigan, who doesn't know when to stop talking, you're going to have some... He doesn't really even have problems. But you can tell by the end of that, when he's riding in a car with him, stuff like that, he was totally annoyed with Billy. I really don't think Billy can hold a good interview because he's still only interviewing himself. But that's me. 2112 is a decent album, not a great album. I'm going to have to challenge you on that one. So, space... I'm telling you, man, he made a hippie space baby and named him Uli. So... I think that's it. Or was it here? That's it. Yeah, I love my echo. And I'm not trying to take away from Rush and the genius of some things. The only thing that I'd like to bring to light is I don't like when Alex Lifeson plays guitar solos. I think he's got nice rhythms. I think he writes memorable hooks in his riffs. It does take a mathematician to play some of this stuff. Not always, but actually it's diminished, isn't it? Yeah, well, I'm happy to throw down with opinions anytime. So no, I think there were some parts of it that were good. I like the Ayn Rand take on it, left-leaning notwithstanding. This is more of like the libertarian throwdown about why it's okay to be yourself. I love the message. The message is good. Neil Peart essentially wrote an Ayn Rand novel set in the future about rock. And I'm fine with that. It's good, but it to me has no more weight then and I mean wait, it's Weight, than Mr. Roboto from Styx. You know, that was a concept album that was basically the same thing as 2112 in a sense. So no, he's not the best lead player. I'm not the best lead player, but you know, you call it like you see it. And I think that some of the stuff he wrote was memorable. Like in Subdivisions, there's some parts in there that are very, you know, like, you know, it's great. Good, very cool. He doesn't go farther than he needs to, but when he starts to play really fast, it just kind of falls apart. To you know, I mean, come on, stop. Just don't play within your capabilities, dude. Please. You know, it'll sound better. It'll sound more authoritative because you really got a hold of what it is that you're doing. I don't know, but rhythmically, he's done some good stuff, man. I'm not going to bag on Alex Lifeson for anything that he's written as far as the leads are concerned. I don't think he writes them, but they're good, notwithstanding, to a degree. To a degree. I mean, there's some stuff I just wouldn't change, and some people are just manic for the guy. So I mean, I've met people. Gosh, I was 20 years old. It was another guitar player named Christian, and the only person he would listen to was Alex Lifeson because he was the best in the world. I dispute this. But and based on what grounds? So yeah, but at any rate, no. I keep in mind once again, you know, I come from a different school for where I was listening to these guys, and it's not just Subdivisions. There's the Spirit of Radio, stuff like that. I think are fantastic. I even sometimes occasionally enjoy that whole little or whatever they did with the reggae spot in the middle of it, which I'm not a fan of. But I can at least acknowledge that they're not taking themselves too seriously, and it's cute. Why not? It's good. Why not? So, yeah, anyway. Who are we talking about? Uli, though. Go out and get yourself familiarize yourself, that is, with an album called Earthquake. And if you really, really want to, be a glutton for punishment, follow it up with Firewind. Go ahead. When you get to Beyond the Astral Skies... Beyond the Astral Skies, he's got lots of backing singers and some not so backing singers that can hit some really amazing notes. And he's still singing in there somewhere in a lot of places. You learned to smile when I was sick, to play your role. The song Why in particular. But you'll hear, if you listen to Why, you will hear where Jason Becker got the idea, because it's the same to a large degree as the end of the beginning. Which is great, and Michael Firkins does a great job playing on that. Does not sound like Michael Lee Firkins. He sounds like kind of Jason Becker meets Uli John Roth, and he does an amazing job. So I'm a huge fan. Well, I'm a huge fan of that track, I should say, and the original track. Why? I'm a real huge fan of that one. So I learned that a while back, and I had to learn it to show it off. I've got the. Kind of a video series I called How to Why somewhere on my channel, and that kind of covers it. I think it's 3 parts because there's a lot going on. It's not like it's the fastest thing in the world, but there are some things which are just he takes off, and it's very, very impressive. So it was hard. It was like 9 out of 10 for difficulty for me. Mainly because you really have to hit it with authority. I mean, everything he plays with such, I meant to do that passion. It's really, really great. And the vibrato is also a hard one to really get a hold on because he has such a sweet voice in that area. It's really, really great. Anyway, so that's Uli. Demonstrating how I'm also not very good. That's an interesting thing. Doubling up notes. Weird effect, isn't it? My fingers are only so small though, so yeah. Anyway. Oh, Evergrey. I really thought you just bastardized the spelling of Yngwie, but... me hear them. I am not familiar. But then again, I had to dissuade an audience member a while ago because they asked me to play a tune from James Blunt, a person I have no idea who is. So, wrong school. So, let's see. Evergrey. E-V-E-R, yes. E-Y. Swedish Prague. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's just start with Oxygen. They're on Napalm Records. Interesting. I'm going to fast forward to a guitar solo somewhere in here. There must be one. Possibly here where the guy is not singing. Sounds like he wants his MTV. Yep, stop. Interesting video. I think I missed it. So that, all right. Good start. And I think there was a squeal on that as well. And then he does something type of thing. I'm not sure what. It's kind of buried in the mix. Then back to the type of deal. Really nice. Oh, Sabbath with Dio. That's a good question. Currents. Thank you. That's appreciated. There's two songs from Sabbath that wouldn't be any other way at all without Dio, and I think some of it's absolutely great. Some of it, including Mob Rules, the song, is fucking great. And yes, Dio kind of rocks that. It wouldn't be the same without him. Another one would be Neon Nights. So that's... Thank you for an easy E-chug, right? You know, type of thing. Here it comes again. Yeah. That's it. It's been a long time since I played that, but I'm thinking those are the right chords. But Mob Rules I've never learned, but I think it goes something like... something like that. I'd have to listen to it. Okay, so Currents. They are tuned lower than me. Probably D. Type of deal, but with octaves. Yeah, so. But D, low. Type of thing. Harmony.
I watch the water rise. I turn my head and close my eyes.
Yeah, it's listenable. Let me see if I can not disparage a tune that you like.
Hope the thread would go away so that I would stay the same.
You guys tune like too sharp. That's well.
Wish the tidal winds would die so I could defend the rise that rescued me from drowning in a lie.
initially it was a little off-putting to me because I thought it was a little too enriched. And I don't mean that in a production value kind of way. So please bear with me as I express this. I don't really care for touchy-feely vocals. I don't like that. I hate that, in fact. He does it okay. It seems to fit. It's not bad. And then it just keeps getting better. So you opened the door. Thanks. Hold on.
They'll bury me in silence. The coverage forest will need to see. Did not leave you behind. The unconcern was just a match for me. No. I tried to swim these waters blind, and then there was only me and the sea.
No. Well. I think that's what he's doing, but.
Come save me from these waters. These waves too tall for me. They'll bury me in silence. The coverage forest will need to see. Come save me from these waters.
I'm going to cut that off right there. So I'm into a band called Fallujah. And here's a song called Sapphire. Now they have vocals that you all might find disagreeable. So I'm just going to put that out there. But also fill the gap with fantastic playing. It's like if Pliny was in a metalcore. To is the Flesh. In fact, let me get onto that. Got its own thing, man. Skip to that one. That's something you should hear. Let's kind of move forward though. Minute into it. There we go. Well, at any rate. So look them up. They're very good. Now, Synergy, with a Y? Yes. Band. Not the women's health department thing. Synergy Band, By Your Side, blah, blah, blah. Epica, Storm of Sorrow. Synergy covers You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette. I'm going to boycott that right now. Or actually, I'm not a boy, I'm a man. I'm going to man-cot that. And let's see. Heart of Debt, covered by the Synergy Band. I have a feeling there's a lot of synergies out here. Synergy Midnight Madness? Maybe? Does it sound familiar? With the harmony there. If I can remember that. Oh, no kidding. Well, that's fun. There, but that's fun. Right. You know, type of thing. Right. Come on, Kirk, where's your where's your picks? So that's fun. No, it reminds me of David T. Chastain, one of his 50 albums from the 1980s, but I want to say For Those Who Dare, there's a vague little thing in that. S-T-A-I-N, For Those Who Dare. Now, at the time, I really didn't care for his guitar sound. It was all kind of mid-range focus. And one of the reasons why I didn't like it is because I couldn't personally shake that guitar sound. So I tried. And I tried. Does have a bit more of a loud. But right here, that's it. Thank you.
Strike out! Move on forward! It's all there for you and I! Don't listen to your down note! Just think of what you're alright!
effectively a doubler on what it is you're doing. So, really good. It's nice to hear when actual competent artists are still doing competent things. So, all in all, I'm going to give this $89 chair an A+. The fact that I don't have to worry about where my arms are or how I, place myself. Sorry about the jiggly camera. Jiggly cam. Oh no, it's zooming again. No. No, turn off the auto framing. How the hell did that happen? I had it off and now it turns itself back on. There we go. Good. Now we're back in action-ish. Should have gone here, but, life goes on. So what are we all working on out there, huh? Anyway, yeah, what are we working on today, anyway? Oh, I should probably get to Christmas. It went great. The final amount of food that I shouldn't be eating has been consumed. And as of today, I'm back on my strict meat-only diet. Meat and meat byproducts. Now, trying to concentrate on not entirely... Reese Ripper trying to get my bends in tune. Dude, bends are fun. Let me help you with that. I mean, maybe. I don't know if it's humanly possible to actually physically assist another person at such a great distance, but I'll give it my best shot. So for bends, and it's the Ripper. Okay, so let me go ahead and cue that up. Rob Halford has probably the highest, banshee screech in all of history in this thing. So let's see. Listen, musical, proggy, Renaissance rock. Yes, I put them in the rock category. Sue me, Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Dexter, Hero, Hellman for Leather. I used to have these categorized by year. It would be really nice if I still did. But I don't. There it is. That whole type of thing. That's not a bend. That's a quick slide. I mean, you can bend if you don't quite hit the note with the slide. And that's just right there. So a nice little bit of a in that. Oh, yeah, Halford's ridiculous, dude.
You're in for surprise. You're in for a shock. In London town streets, when there's darkness and fog, when you least expect me, and you turn your back, I'll attack. I smile when I'm sneaking through shadows by the wall. I laugh when I'm creeping.
bend. That. So the bend here is pretty quick. Just from a D to an E. That's pretty good. I mean, we can start out there. But for the bends, essentially the best advice I can give you for bending anything is to kind of get your muscle memory honed to, whatever strings that you're kind of used to, because string tension is a thing. But once you calibrate where the note lives, nope. Oh, it was there. I was bending too high. Sorry. And you can get it right there. Your muscles know where to go. And so from that, you can make that as quick or as slow as you want. You'll still have the same feeling in your hand, that's where the note that you're going to go lives. That kind of thing. So this is literally I would call it target notes. And you can use that with a whole bunch of different things. Like, you're playing a fast run. Where do you want to stop? That's your target note. So, there. Same. And that's just how I would approach it. I would approach it with a, all right, do my hands know where these notes live? Pretty easy there. Let's go on with this a little further. That little type of thing. I think he actually plays it a little farther up. Like that. Half step. This is a whole step. Whole step. Whole step. Yes. Half step here. Which really is a harmony of that. Not really, but I guess. So that would be something like that. Like that. But as far as the bends are concerned, and then again, that's just a matter of like muscle memory. Your fingers know where these bends are supposed to live. So spend a lot of time doing things like this. I also have a habit of overbending, so. But, pick your target note and then bend a note behind it to it to sound like it. And you can do the opposite with a bar, Right there. So. Nope. That is not working for me today. That'll work. You get the idea. But this, I'm sorry, dude. I just read your thing there. The more you do it by ear, the better and faster you're going to get at it. There's no qualms, there's no disparaging it either. In my opinion, the more you do something that you ought to be doing, well, not only are you going to get better at it, but the more results you'll see. Gosh, it's kind of like an avalanche, it starts with just a little rock or a little flecks of snow or something like that. Then eventually, you get enough mass moving, the whole side gives way. That's kind of what it's like, or a flood. You're chipping away at the dam, chip away at the dam, chip away at the, and then it just spurts out. But it takes a bit to chip away at that dam. It takes a bit to get more than one rock moving at a time. It's going to take you some time. But once the time is gone, you got it. And I've only really been using my ear and only ear for the last 5 years. So there's that. And I kind of had to when I started doing that. I was kind of blinded. Before then, I would, just like everybody else, read tabs. And, tabs are okay for some stuff, but it's a crutch that I should have ditched years ago because I became a much better musician overall. Not just a better player, but a much better musician, because if you use your ears, you start to really understand note relationships, how things are supposed to sound. When played together. So, you'll get the idea of what sixths sounds like. You'll get the idea of thirds. minor or major, you'll get the idea of tonal relationships. You'll start to be able to develop the ideas that are in your own head too, which I think is the most critical portion of it. If you hear somebody, just kind of jamming, well, what do you do over that? You have unlimited amount of melody, unlimited amount of notes. It's just 3 notes, and any of these, pentatonics will work, but is that what you want to hear? So if you develop your ear, you can develop your inner voice. What do you want to hear over type of thing. Yeah, it's a little cliche, but you can do it. Whatever you want. Be weird. Play weird shit, but you'll understand it. That's the whole point of it. You'll just understand it. So yeah, use your ear. You're already doing that, so great. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you. Eventually, it won't take that long. So all that kind of... That's just from 37 years of playing, 5 years of that being ear training only. And you'll get it too. It's a matter of time. But yeah, target notes. Target notes on this. And it'll be annoying as hell until you start nailing it. So, like the reverse bends. Pretty close. Right there. Sounds like I'm just not hitting. It's probably because this is pulling forward a little bit. Now I'm pushing too hard on the tremolo. You know what? Let me get a non-tremolo guitar because that's actually fighting me a little bit. I haven't played this one in a while, so let's try it. All right. Set you there. Hello. Played you in a long while. It's about time. Ooh, nice and dark. All right, here we go. Yes, this guy. So, this bridge does not move, thankfully. So, all right, that's the note I should be hitting. Close. 3 Blind Mice. Fun. Well, yeah, because if you don't work on it with a fixed bridge, there are pluses and minuses for non-fixed bridges. One of the biggest minuses is when you add more tension here, it tries to compensate by just kind of rolling forward, which means when you're bending, you're learning to overbend a string in order to get the same note that you'd normally get by... Wow, am I not used to this guitar or what? And slightly out of tune. I haven't played it in a while either. These are very low output pickups. So. That whole thing that's good to do. Little small bends, really small, effectively between this note and this note. forgot how much I like this guitar. Well, it's a thing. I built it, so maybe it's a good thing that I like it. Who knows? But anyway, so let's go on with that for a second. Mind your vibrato on that. That's important to get right. It's a nice, actually probably here. It's a little thicker sounding, and I think he's playing it higher up, so probably there. Frets on this are like monsters. They're really, really high. You can kind of dig in. It's really neat. Anyway, yes, so this... Pick your target. Bend to the target. Add a little vibrato. Don't always add vibrato. You want to hear the actual tone you're producing. There it is. Bend the other way sometimes. Well, it's 9:30. No, it's not. 7:30. 19:30. I'm like, well, it's 9:30. Oh my God, I gotta go to bed. But I'm gonna have to prep for bed, and I think I've played enough. And the chair, like I said, is miraculous. It's nice. It's comfortable. My butt isn't asleep. This is amazing. So, go on to your good old-fashioned Temu. Look for the full mesh chair thing, and you'll get it in a couple of days like I did. It was great. Yeah, so precision bends, dude, that's where it's at. Otherwise, you're going to sound like No, you don't want to do that. I mean, if you do something like that, make it at least sound like you meant it, Whenever you make a mistake, do it twice. And try to kind of, like, weirdly overcompensate for that. So for that, for instance, if you overbend it, that's fine. If you overbend it a second time, overbend it just a little more. A little more. Makes it sound like you're serious. But you have a good night, and everybody else have a good night out there too. Dang, it's been nice. So, might do this again. Who knows? There's a new fellow out there that I subscribed to recently. I don't really subscribe to a lot of guitar content, and I'll just explain that now. It's not so much of an explanation, but it's more of my interest lies in politics, sometimes nuclear science, a whole lot. I like some fringe science things, which are kind of funny, but when you listen to them for a while, it's kind of like, yeah, they've actually made a lot of predictions that are pretty good. I'm talking about like electric universe, plasma cosmology stuffs. Not so much in histories that cannot be proven, but for like actual wow. Interesting takes on cosmology. But, stuff like that. So I listen to a lot of different things, and most of it is non-guitar related. The one guitar channel that I used to subscribe to often watched was Andy Wood, because he's just ridiculous. But this guy's name is Ethan Tyler Tucker. Take a look at this guy. He can play really, really well, and he's just a down-to-earth guy. Might look into him. He only has a few hundred more subscribers than I do, and I think he needs more than that. Because the guy plays really, 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 really well. And he always seems to be, even if he's not feeling great, like with a toothache or something like that, the guy's on point. So take a look at him. The guy's really, really all right. So be well out there. And I'll see you on the flip side, whenever that is.